Hey, everybody. Happy Thursday to you. I'm CJ LeMaster, lead investigative reporter for WLBT, and your host for the WLBT Plus Digital News Desk Update. It's a mouthful, but it's what we call this 1 p.m. broadcast here. You're probably watching us. You could be watching us on our app, on our OTT platforms. You could also be watching us along with 22 others right now on Facebook Live. We're also streaming on YouTube as well. So thanks to everybody for joining us today. Thursday, September 18th. We are almost through this week. We are less than 2 weeks away from the Mississippi State Fair. And these temperatures that we've been experiencing are getting a little bit cooler and thankfully with less humidity. Weather's not my department. The guy who does it here at the station, Chief Meteorologist Dave Roberts, and I may favor, but that's not my area of expertise. You'll hear from the First Alert Weather Team at 2:30, but we actually have some news that we want to get to today, and we want to thank you for joining us. And keep in mind that your comments certainly we want them to be part of the conversation as we're talking here in this digital news desk update. And any of you who may have anything that you want to share, we'll certainly put them up on the screen for folks to be able to see on Facebook, and we'll be able to get all that going. First off, Britt saying, "Hey CJ, we've been missing you. It's good to see you, Britt. I hope your week's going well." I was absent a few days this week because I was covering a trial in Rankin County. So I wasn't able to, can't be two places at once as much as we might want to be able to be sometimes. So I was in a trial on Monday and Tuesday, but was back with you yesterday. Jan Gibbons Hendon, watching us from Mize, Mississippi. Well, Jan, I appreciate you watching us. I hope your week's going well also. And listen, we're just almost to the weekend. And I used to always call Thursday the day before Friday. I just wouldn't even refuse to call it anything else because it's that gateway to the weekend. I hope it is. It has been a busy time for investigators, though, especially investigators in the northwestern part of Mississippi. We're talking about Delta State University, and I know we brought you yesterday that we live streamed the press conference there from Delta State University regarding the 21-year-old student who was found hanging from a tree. We are still actively pursuing that investigation as we hear more from law enforcement and everything. But we definitely want to give you what we know at this point. So that investigation is still well underway. The student was found Monday morning hanging from a tree near the pickleball courts on the Delta State campus. This case, as you might imagine, already garnering national attention. University officials announcing yesterday they've obtained video evidence, but they have not said what that video evidence shows. 21-year-old DeMartravian Reed was found dead Monday morning. The Bolivar County coroner says there's no evidence suggesting that Reed was attacked or assaulted. Now, but there are still a lot of questions, as you might imagine, as to what happened to Trey Reed. Big thing we learned yesterday is that the video surrounding the incident has been turned over to investigators, or investigators are looking at that. Reed was, let me state this a little bit differently. When asked specifically if there was surveillance video of what happened to Reed leading up to his death, the director of public safety for Delta State said that he could not speak to that, but confirmed there was a video. So you can take your own conclusions from what that may or may not mean. We hope to have more information, maybe today, maybe tomorrow. The Bolivar County coroner's preliminary report that we got earlier this week says that Reed did not suffer any lacerations, broken bones, or injuries consistent with a physical attack. Now, this is important because you've been seeing probably stuff all over social media saying the opposite. Well, as far as what we know, what we've been given as far as official reports, that is not true. Any claims on Facebook that his legs were broken, the coroner's not saying any of that is true. In fact, the coroner's saying the opposite. The president of Delta State saying that Reed's death, specifically the way he was found, not only impacts the Delta State community, but the entire state and the country.
While the preliminary report of the Bolivar County Coroner's Office indicates no evidence of foul play, we recognize that this is not only about facts. It's about emotions and it's about feelings, and the way this loss and how it was discovered affects people's lives.
Now, Reed's family also embracing each other on the university's campus, praying for answers and strength moving forward.
And we just want to thank the community for their thoughts and for their prayers. As you all know, that this is a very difficult time for us. We ask again that you continue to lift us up in your prayers. And this is so heartbreaking for us. Anyone could imagine just going through this terrible time right now.
Right now, Reed's body is at the state crime lab for an autopsy to find out the cause and manner of his death. Police say they could have those results today or tomorrow. In regards to the video, it is in the hands of investigators, but the family wants to see it. Now, National Civil Rights Attorney Ben Crump, as we told you yesterday, is representing the family. It's a little confusing because there's also a Hattiesburg attorney that's also representing family members there as well. Ben Crump has said he wants them to be able to see the video. We have a quote from him saying, "By demanding the family be allowed to view any video and commissioning an independent autopsy, we are taking every step to uncover the truth about what happened to Trey." The FBI, specifically the Jackson branch of the FBI, the Jackson office here, saying that if during the course of the local investigation information comes to light of a potential federal violation, the FBI is prepared to investigate. Now, just the mention of a hanging in headlines brings back incredibly painful memories of racial violence in Mississippi for so many. Now, the Mississippi Civil Rights Museum documents more than 650 known lynchings in the state. It's a grim history paired with today's political climate. It's why State Senator Solly Norwood says the headline is causing concern. While he says he trusts authorities, Norwood emphasizes the importance of avoiding any premature conclusions.
Knowing the history, and we have our reputation hasn't been the best. You have experience and you've lived through that process. Then yes, my mind is going to race to the opposite end, and racing to that end. And I'm going to conclude. That's going to be my conclusion until the facts bear out that this actually was not the case.
This isn't the first time that authorities have been urged to handle a similar case with care and scrutiny. A 2015 case in Port Gibson, where Otis Bird was found hanging from a tree, drew national attention. That family also called in outside counsel and requested full transparency there. Federal investigators ultimately said there was no evidence to suggest that Byrd was killed. That was actually a story that I worked on as a reporter here, and it was something that, again, anytime things like this happen, you will hear a rush of rumors and a rush of misinformation. It is very easy to share that or to give in to what people are saying. And all we know at this point is what's being shared by authorities at Delta State. Should this turn into a federal investigation, then of course we'll press federal agents for answers as well. But our duty is to you, the public, to make sure that anything that we give you is the most accurate information to be able to help you. And sometimes what we have to do is just we can't release anything because we don't know. And people will call us all the time wanting to give us information that's not vetted or not confirmed. And the temptation would be to go forward with that. But of course, we certainly cannot do that. Brit saying this is very sad. The entire situation is, it's a horrible situation. And, the 21-year-old's family, I think there was one family member even going on Facebook telling people, hey, there's somebody that was claiming to be a family member on TikTok saying all kinds of stuff. That's not true. The family had not, at least at the time of that posting, set up a GoFundMe page. So even the family trying to fight a lot of misinformation here as well. Sarah Monique Silas saying, hey, Mr. Norwood, to Senator Norwood. He's a great guy. It's good to see him as well. Wish we had him in studio here. One day we'll have to get him in here and talk to him. Jacqueline Davis saying, hello from Durant. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Jacqueline, I hope you're having a great week as well. And not to be outdone, Melissa Price saying, hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday to you too, Melissa. It's good getting to hear from you as well. We have a couple of other stories too that we want to tell you about. It's kind of an unusual one about authorities. This is a wild story out of Rankin County. Authorities there arresting a suspected child sex predator with help from a YouTube group that travels around the world to catch potential offenders who prey on children. Now, members of that group confront people they think who think they've been talking with underage victims when they've actually been communicating with skilled decoys. In this particular case in Rankin County, they say the suspect fell right into their trap. Now, this is the suspect in particular here. 19-year-old Joshua Brown. Police say he's a senior in high school. A member of the group says Brown exchanged messages with the decoy who told Brown he was a 12-year-old boy. They say Brown continued the conversation and made sexual advances.
He had no sense of urgency to stop conversating. He just kept on going along. And actually, after the age was dropped, that's when all the sexual messaging began pouring in like it was a tsunami. It was absolutely horrifying. And so we made sure to collect all of the data. And when we had met up with him, he actually was familiar with our channel and he admitted to everything on camera.
Now, again, we were able to view video of Brown being put into handcuffs by Flowood police. He was, as we were told, arrested at a gym where he was expecting to meet up with the 12-year-old. He is charged with exploitation of a minor and is set to have a bond hearing today. And so we're hoping to have more information on that, hopefully in our later newscasts. Looking here to see if we have any comments or anybody wanting to say anything here in our Facebook chat at this point. Brit telling us why she hasn't seen us lately. Been busy with work. Finally have time to tune in. Listen, that's understandable. You got things to do. We all do. Facebook live stream is probably low on that list of priorities, but we really appreciate all of you who are watching today, all 37 of you watching today, and we certainly appreciate that. We're going to take a quick break really quick and hear a word from our sponsor, Jackson Water, but we have plenty more to talk about coming up soon, including this news about Jimmy Kimmel's show and it being canceled, as well as something very important to remember about the month of September. Stay with us.
Is it okay to pour fats, oils, and greases down the drain if I run hot water?
No!
What if I run the garbage disposal?
No!
How about if I use dish soap at the same time?
No!
Instead, hang on to a few containers to store and toss old cooking fat and grease once you're done. Jackson Water. Water for all the time.
All right, welcome back. And not to be outdone, right when we went to the commercial, we had a comment. And again, to catch you up, if you're just joining us, we had done a story or talked about a story where YouTubers were actually helping to catch someone who's accused of being a sex predator. And Britt mentioned, this reminds me of Chris Hansen shows on YouTube. Yeah, Chris Hansen, who used to be with Dateline NBC many years ago, and then I think had his own thing for a little while, but would specialize in, they'd have the hidden cameras in the kitchen. Somebody would show up, and then instead of seeing the girl, Chris Hansen would come out and start asking them questions. So yeah, it's a little bit like that. I would imagine too. And listen, I don't think anybody, I'm sure authorities are probably appreciative of this, but don't everybody just run out to go and try to do this. This is very dangerous work. You get out there and you presume to be someone else, and you lure somebody to a location. There's no guarantee that that's going to end well for you. So, I'm sure the police were appreciative of it, but we've heard law enforcement in other parts of the country, when these groups get involved, like, hey, leave the investigating to us. Don't do something like that could put you in harm's way. Some big news in the entertainment industry today. Fans and detractors alike are reacting to Disney's decision to suspend the Jimmy Kimmel Live show on ABC indefinitely. Now, the network said that it made the decision actually based on the comments the host made regarding the suspected killer of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Specifically what Kimmel had said, and I'm going off of what we have here. We don't have the full quote, but he basically had implied that the suspect in the Kirk killing was actually a member, a Republican, or a member of MAGA, and had also said that now members of that party are trying to score political points. As you might imagine, that didn't go over well. President Trump praised the move to suspend Kimmel, which came after the chairman of the FCC, Brendan Carr, suggested that ABC's broadcast licenses were at risk because of Kimmel's remarks. Here's how fans outside Kimmel's studio reacted to the news.
Yeah, well, that's sad to hear it was canceled. I think with regards to what's taken place over this last week, we're talking about a broad spectrum of opinions, right? Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but I think what happens is people can tend to misinterpret those things, take them the wrong way, and whether you lean one side or the other, you kind of have to be careful what you say, obviously, in this day and age, because you have to respect other people's opinions. I think ultimately there might be consequences for what you say and do, and this might be a good example of that.
A person familiar with Kimmel's situation told NBC News that the host has not been fired. Well, finally, September, this month, we're more than halfway through it, but just a reminder here that it is National Suicide Prevention Month. Efforts are underway to raise awareness, especially among young people. That's what was going on in Biloxi, as specifically Biloxi High School on the coast, where students wore green yesterday. All month long, the school is hosting an event, a series of events to promote mental health awareness, as well as a sense of connection among students. That includes what they call Start With Hello Week. It's a national initiative to encourage students to build relationships.
And it's just an activity a week to celebrate inclusivity, to get the kids just to know each other, not to sit alone at lunch, to reach out to kids, to learn their names, and just to feel comfortable for some kids in a new environment and in the school district.
Kindness is really needed within the world. And so I'm happy that I get to be one of the leaders and kind of helping other students learn the way of just saying hello and being nice to other people.
Now, the school will host an event called Be the Light later this month that brings students and families together for an evening of remembrance and hope. It's a hugely important thing. And again, if you know anybody who is depressed or has those kinds of thoughts, has ideations, things of that nature, please reach out to them. Let them know they're not alone. There are a number of services out there to be able to help folks who feel like that they don't have any other options, and it's very important for them to know in those times that there is support out there and that they are not alone. We've talked about a lot of different things today. Sheikah Hampton joining us, saying, "Hey everyone, we almost couldn't fit all these hearts on screen. There's so many, Sheikah, but we really appreciate you, being able to share that with us." Saying hi to everybody, and Brit saying that she loves this. Yeah, it's a great idea. Different ways to celebrate Suicide Prevention Month. These efforts to, again, promote mental health awareness. It's a huge deal, and it's something that is not often. Not enough attention is given to mental health awareness, and seriousness, quite frankly. So anything that we can do to help encourage that and get the word out and help people feel like that they're not alone, and that there are those of us out there who love and care for them, that certainly does wonders. We really appreciate you joining us for today, and I'm looking to make sure I'm not missing any more comments on our Facebook live stream. We will be back with you tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Today at 2:30, as I said earlier, the First Alert Weather Team will be in here, kind of giving you a preview of these last few days of this week. And then, of course, the weekend almost upon us at this point. And then our early evening newscast that start at 4 p.m. For everyone here at WLBT, I'm CJ LeMaster for the WLBT Plus Digital News Desk, also lead investigative reporter here. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your Thursday, and thanks for watching.